Scene 1, Introduction. Welcome to the unit, Provide Individualized Support. In this video, we will focus on risk control, monitoring and reviewing risks, and reporting situations of risk to a supervisor. These are essential safety responsibilities for all support workers and will be demonstrated through practical workplace simulations. Scene 2, What is risk control? Once hazards have been identified and their level of risk assessed, the next step is risk control. Risk control involves creating a plan of action to eliminate or reduce the risk of harm, particularly for high-priority hazards. The most effective way to control risks is by using the hierarchy of controls, which ranks control methods from most effective to least effective. Scene 3, the hierarchy of controls. Explained, the hierarchy of controls includes 6 levels. Elimination, removing the hazard completely. For example, removing trip hazards from the floor or disposing of unwanted chemicals. Substitution, replacing the hazard with something safer. For example, replacing solvent-based paints with water-based paints or installing non-slip tiles. Isolation, separating people from the hazard. For example, installing guardrails or storing chemicals in a fume cabinet. Engineering controls, using equipment or devices to reduce exposure. For example, using hoists or trolleys to move heavy loads. Administrative controls, changing work practices or procedures. For example, safety procedures, training, warning signs, and policies. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, protecting the worker. For example, gloves, masks, safety glasses, non-slip shoes, and aprons. Elimination is the most effective, while PPE is the least effective and should only be used when other controls cannot fully remove the risk. Simulation 1, applying the hierarchy of controls. Uneven flooring in a client's home.
The loose rug is a trip hazard. I'll remove it and report the issue.
This is an example of elimination, the most effective control method. Scene 4, monitoring and reviewing risks. Risk management does not stop once controls are put in place. You must monitor and review the controls to ensure they are effective in reducing risk, still appropriate, not creating new hazards. You must also remain alert for new or emerging risks during daily support activities. One key tool used to monitor and review risks is the hazard log, which records hazards, risk levels, and actions taken. Scene 5, typical risks in individual support settings. Support workers may encounter many types of risks, including abuse, neglect, or exploitation, self-neglect, behaviors of concern, impaired judgment or cognitive functioning, sudden changes in health or sensory loss, uneven floors or physical obstructions, poor lighting, heating, or home maintenance, privacy and confidentiality risks, social rights infringement, fall risks. Each risk requires specific strategies to minimize harm based on organizational policies and individualized support plans. A. Social rights infringement. Support clients in accessing and using feedback and complaint systems. Support clients in understanding and exercising their own rights. B. Fall risks. Conduct fall risk assessment according to organizational policies and procedures. Support the person and their carer in managing hazards that increase the risk of falling. Provide anti-slip mats. Support the person to use handrails. Follow transfer and mobility plans. Assist clients to use equipment. Simulation 2, responding to fall risk.
I've noticed poor lighting in the hallway. I'll document this and recommend additional lighting.
This demonstrates identifying a risk and acting to minimize harm. Scene 6, reporting situations of risk. All situations of risk must be reported to a supervisor according to organizational policies and procedures. Risks can be reported by completing an incident report, which documents unusual events that may or may not have caused harm. Completing a hazard log, which records the type of hazard, the level of risk, the action taken. Reporting ensures risks are properly documented and addressed, protecting both clients and workers. Simulation 3, reporting to supervisor.
Hazard identified, uneven flooring, risk level high, action taken, reported and documented in hazard log.
Scene 7, key assessment remind. For assessment, you must demonstrate that you can apply the hierarchy of controls, identify and respond to risks, monitor and review control measures, report risks using incident reports and hazard logs. Assessors will observe both your actions and decision-making. Please review Learner Guide pages 210 to 214 and reflect on how effective risk control and reporting keep everyone safe. Thank you for watching.